Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 28th day of January 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, clothing, shelter, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with first responders who every day are trying their best to save lives. Those also who pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, like the man they caught yesterday in Lake County, Florida, who was one of the FBI's 10 most wanted for child molestation. May he receive the just reward that he so dearly deserves. But people like him and people that profit from these evil industries, and of course, people like him that are the perverts that create the demands that make this industry go. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, and families, and senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States of America, with millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, last night, there was a basketball game in Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks thoroughly trashed and destroyed a very good Memphis Grizzlies team. You see, brethren, 143-106, 37-point beatdown. I was mentioning to y'all, the Knicks have had some really bad losses this year. And of course, a lot of people go way overboard and overreacting to bad losses because it's an 82-game grind this season, every NBA season. And every team goes through tired legs. It's just not Tom Thibodeau overplaying his starters. It's every team goes through it. Last night, it was Memphis's turn to go through the tired legs. I'm not saying the Knicks didn't beat them because the Knicks didn't play well. The Knicks played an excellent game. They destroyed Memphis, just like they destroyed Sacramento Saturday night. And just to show you, Sacramento got destroyed by New York Saturday night and then turned around and won the next game, because that's how the league goes, okay? So last night, the Knicks get 32 assists, and of course, we mentioned yesterday, they're 17-1 when they get 30 assists or more. They had 32 assists last night. Now, 4 of those assists was at garbage time, I will give you that. But basically, in the heat of it, they had 28 assists. In the heat of it, the 4 guys of the rotation, the 9-man rotation, which was Precious, Deuce, Cameron Payne, and Landry Shamet, have 42 points off the bench. As I mentioned, once they get used to their roles together as a team, the Knicks would flow. And this is what's going on right now. So, we're now seeing what we thought was going to come all along. All along, we've been saying Tom Thibodeau's team played better the second half of the season. I want this to be a reminder, some of y'all can remember, not all you're going to, but Tom Thibodeau's teams always start slow and they always finish strong. This is typical. This is not atypical. The difference is now the talent level that the Knicks have on this roster is all-time high for the Knicks. You haven't had 2 starters at the All-Star game from the Knicks since 75. Okay, that's 50 years ago, literally. So you got that now. You got the bench talent. You got the starting level talent. You got MitchRob coming back. This is the difference. You had Tim Thibodeau's teams pretty much played the same way in terms of starting slow, building up, coming back, being strong at the end. But this team's talent is on a level Tibbs has never had before. He's never had this level of talent. People like to point out idiot things like, well, he had Derrick Rose. Okay. He had Derrick Rose. Okay. Okay, but what I'm saying is you got here OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, who came from Toronto. Last night, Precious 14 points and 3 rebounds and a flush on somebody's head. They still got the chalk out. 2 big blocks, especially the second block on Morant. Huge. That is what really the tide really rolled out on Memphis after that block. Then you got Cat. Then you got Josh Hart, who everybody's now, put in the conversation he should be an all-star. Yeah, he should. He was plus 18 last night, 4 points, but he has 10 boards, and this was a typical game for him. What he could do, triple-double, he could do that. Dennis Rodman in a 6'4" frame. Okay? Then you got, of course, Jalen Brunson, the captain. And last night was a 20-point game for him. He was quiet except when he needed it, and he had 4 3-pointers. Right? And now you're talking about Mikal Bridges, who people were still talking about we gave away too much. We wasted our draft picks, and all he's doing now is locking up guys like Ja Morant. That's all he's doing now, and De'Aaron Fox, and scoring 28 points at the same time. Don't be short-sighted. Don't make quick knee-jerk judgments based, on game 30 or game 25. The Knicks are going to be all right. Matter of fact, they're going to be more than all right. The dunk of the night, in my view, was the Deuce dunk. Deuce has a habit of, he dunked a couple of times last night, but it was the one where he catches the pass under the basket, winds up like he getting ready to throw a pitch, and flushes it. I forgot who the victim was. But that, woo, yeah. Yeah, and Deuce was being very aggressive yesterday, as we want him to be. Cameron Payne, again, very aggressive, as you want him to be. Landry Shamet has now found his stroke. That's a problem for the league. And we still haven't had Richard Robinson back yet. And we're going to get him soon. See, this is an example of what you're going to see coming down the stretch of this season. Yeah, this was a total dominant win by the Knicks. They got out-rebounded by Memphis, but again, the 32 assists, they only had 10 turnovers, and they forced 26 turnovers. That's defense. They forced 26 turnovers of Memphis. Now, again, I want to temper what happened last night, because even though the Knicks were totally dominant, like they were Saturday night, Memphis was playing on tired legs, but this is part of this NBA. This is part of the league. Every team has to go through this. Every team has to get tired legs. Every team, now it's the Celtics' turn. They're missing 2 players now. They're missing 2 key players. They're missing 2 bench pieces. They're missing Sam Hauser and the point guard. They're missing the starting point guard. And what does that mean? They lose last night to Houston. See, this is what I'm saying. Every team has to go through it. Every team has to fight through it and still come out on the other side. Every team has to do that. Okay, so now it's their turn. So the Knicks are now, speaking of Boston, 1 game out of second place. The Knicks are 1 game away from Boston. 1 game. That's it. That's it, away from Boston. So, like I said, everybody got to go through it. It's how you persevere through it. Derek White didn't play because he had a shin issue, and then Sam Hauser out because of a hip issue, and they lose to Houston on the young boy, the young in there. The Thompson kid hits a winning shot in the lane with only 0.7 seconds left to win that game. So everybody has to deal with stuff, and of course, Boston at any time can lose Kristaps Porzingis. We know he's an injury-prone player, okay? And last night, he played a lot of minutes last night in the game that they lost, because they don't have, like I said, Sam Howes is out and Derek White is out. So that's what I'm saying. As I said yesterday, objects in your rearview mirror are closer than they appear. Somebody going to lose their spot. Here come the Knicks. Here they come. So, yeah. Denver coming up Wednesday. Now, Denver's going to be, looking for some revenge. The Knicks have had some big games against Denver. OG, I think, had his 40-point game against Denver. So they're going to be coming looking for blood, and they're coming in the Garden, and, it's going to be on. But for right now, that is the Knicks, we're looking good. We're looking good. And the Knicks, the thing is, both Mikal Bridges said this, and somebody else said it. We're not even playing our best basketball yet. Knicks not even playing their best ball yet. They still coming toward that. And with Mitchell Robinson on tap, like I said, we really going to be there. See, now, there are going to be some knuckleheads that expect the Knicks to not lose the rest of the season. They're not going to finish the season undefeated. But I'm going to tell you that right now. So don't expect that. Don't get overhyped and think they're going to not lose the game the rest of the season. They are. Okay? But they're going to get stronger as the season goes on. They're going to finish this season. I had 55 plus wins and second in the East. And I'm going to stick with that. 55 plus wins, second in the East. Right now, the Knicks have played 57 games. Wait, let me just make sure. They played 57 games. And let me just see it. They're 31. Yeah, they played 47 games, not 57 games, sorry. They played 47 games, and they're 31-16 right now. 660 winning percentage. They're one game from the Celtics, 6.5 games from Cleveland. And Cleveland has been balling pretty consistently all year. They have been. Got to give it to them. At this stage in the season, they're 37-9. They balling. They winning 80% of their games. They really are balling. But I'm not worried about Cleveland. I respect them. They could beat the Knicks. Boston could beat the Knicks in a 7-game series, but this is the point. It's not no given. Okay? It's not like, oh, they're gonna easily win that series. No, they wouldn't. Okay? If the playoffs started today, the Knicks would play the Miami Heat in the first round. Love that. See, this is why you got to also be careful. All of you knuckheads out here playing NBA 2K, and you look at Jimmy Butler and say, oh, we Knicks should get him. That's a dumb thing to say, a dumb thing to think, dumb thing to contemplate. You don't want no locker room problem. You don't want the hint of a locker room problem when you're trying to win a championship. See, that's why a lot of people were talking about Miles Bridges. We need to go get Miles Bridges. You're not paying attention. You don't get, even if Miles Bridges turns out to be a model citizen after beating up the mother of his child, even if he ends up being a model citizen, you don't want the hint or the possibility of any issue in your locker room. Look at what's happening to the Miami Heat because of Jimmy Butler. And he caused the same problem in Chicago. He caused the same problem in Minnesota. And he caused the same problem in Philadelphia. It's a pattern. He's done the same crap in every place. And now it's in Miami. Okay, they went and got him. That was a mistake on Pat Riley's part. They ain't won no chip. They went to the finals. Okay, you got there. But now you got a problem with this boy. And you got to get rid of him. You done paid him a whole lot of money, a boatload of money. And it's hard to move him because of that. See, if we were to play Miami in the first round, I would like that matchup because of that situation. Okay, that's a problem for them. And then you got Orlando's a half game away from them in the 7th seed. And I don't even think Miami going to keep the 6th seed the way things are going. Okay? So the Knicks are in strong position right now. But I'd like a situation where they would actually play the 7th seed because, number one, that would mean the Knicks is second in the East. And number two, the 7th seed's got to play in the play-in. So whoever's in the play-in got to play a game in the play, well, maybe 2 games in the play-in, right? 7 plays 10 and 8 plays 9. Then they meet to see who's the 7th seed. Let them go through that, and the Knicks rest and wait on who's going to be playing. They're going to be playing in the playoffs. That's what you want. And got home court. That's what you want. See? So right now, it's a dogfight at the top for the 2nd and 3rd seed. The 1st seed, Cleveland is really probably going to win the East. They just, unless they suffer, and I hope nobody gets a catastrophic injury. Nobody. I don't wish that on no team. But unless they get something like that, they rolling. They're doing very well. They'll probably win the East. But 2nd place is up for grabs. The Knicks are 1 game away from Boston. I ain't worried about Boston. I ain't worried about Cleveland. I ain't worried about Milwaukee. I ain't worried about nobody. As we talk about, the Knicks could ball with anybody. There's nobody in this league that they can't beat. Nobody. And that's saying something. Because, like, the year Miami went to the finals, if Giannis wasn't hurt in the Bucks series, they may not have won that series. See? That injury gave Miami the opening. Okay? So, but nobody would have favored Miami against the Bucks, with Giannis. See? So, but the Knicks have no such problem. If the Knicks are healthy, there is no team they should not be favored against or that they should not be even against because they could beat anybody. Anybody. Okay? So Oklahoma City, Houston, Memphis, Cleveland, anybody. If the Knicks are healthy. And right now, they're getting stronger. So this is all good. Deuce looked real strong last night. To me, the bench, Deuce, Payne, Shamet, Precious, they're going to be rough. And then you add Mitchell Robinson to that, they're going to be rough, man. See, that's why I want MitchRob in the second unit. I do not want him starting. I know a lot of people giving the NBA 2K photo, let's let him start next to Cat. They'll play a little bit together, but if you want to win the chip, you got to play long-term game. I want Mitch in the second unit. You add him to Precious, Deuce, and whoever, whether it be Payne or Shamet, let's get this done. MitchRob, I'm hoping to be cleared to practice the end of the week. Today is Tuesday. Let's hope he's cleared to practice by Friday. I'm not talking about cleared to play. I'm talking about cleared to practice. If he's cleared to practice, then probably 2 weeks later, you can expect him on the floor. Let's get that done. Let's get that done. That's the next thing. Now, again, we got Denver on Wednesday. Ain't going to be no, you got to respect every team. Yesterday, my post said, tough one coming in MSG because you got to respect Memphis. They're that good. Denver, too. 3-time MVP. Guy might be the 4th-time MVP, Joker. He's playing like that. You got to respect them. So they coming to New York. They coming to MSG. The Joker's had many big games at MSG. This ain't going to be no different. Let's get this going. Gato played great. Like I said, I knew Edie could not guard Karl-Anthony Towns. Edie could not guard him. Edie was going to have a problem with Karl-Anthony Towns. Everybody is, but a rookie, please. He played 19 minutes, Edie did last night. He had 3 personals, but it was real quick he got him. He had 11 boards. He got, he's 7'4". He's going to be all right. But he can't guard no Gato. Let's not get carried away. And then on the other side, Gato had 24 points, 11 boards, 6 offensive rebounds. Yeah, like that. See? We got an offensive center that there's nobody in the league that could guard him. And the best defenders in the league, like at the 5 spot, you're talking about like Gobert or Bam Adebayo. They cannot guard Karl-Anthony Towns at the 5. That's why he's not playing the 4. See, knuckleheads? That's why he's not playing the 4. Because nobody can guard. If you get a guy that can play a position in the league where nobody can guard him, you want him in that position. Okay? You want him there. Nobody can guard Karl-Anthony Towns at the 5. Not anybody in this NBA. Not anybody. Kristaps Porzingis, please. He will eat Kristaps Porzingis for lunch. You see what I'm saying? Take his lunch from him. Nobody could guard. You might get Jared Allen. Maybe. I'll give you that. Or Evan Mobley. Those cats are tough. But nobody could guard him. So every night when you go into the game, the Joker can't guard him. You get in the game with Joker. Joker's already at disadvantage defensively. You better get some help for him. And he's telling you, he said his thumb hurts. He said it. He said the thumb still hurts. But he's working through it. And last night, he still shot 2 of 4 from 3, 9 of 17 from the field. And then you're going to have a backup called Mitchell Robinson, the best offensive rebounder in the game. We all right, yo. I don't want to hear no whining, complaining, what we need, trade BS. No, we good. We just need to get MitchRob back and keep on rolling. Y'all enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy this W. We got to get Denver tomorrow night, and we got to get them. Shalom.